Our adventure begins in a land called Hayorth. Long ago, before the common folk arrived and gave it a name, this was a land of giants. They ruled it for an age and more, and they are now gone. After the giants passed from the world, the wild folk emerged to take their place. Finding a land rich with magic, these creatures of myth, magic, and mischief spread throughout Hayorth, eventually settling and establishing their own regions, 11 in total, each unto itself, to be governed or threatened by no other. In time, strange new folk came to Hayorth, humans. Explorers from other lands. They were as diverse as they were stubborn, and soon they began to carve out a place for themselves in the wilds of the 11 regions. However, 2 months ago, everything changed. A great shockwave threatened to split the very sky over Hayorth. Doubtless every single one of our player characters will remember this. It was like an enormous sonic boom that seemed to split the heavens. And since that time, magic has been extremely unstable. Some of the most familiar spells have become strange and unpredictable, oftentimes doing great harm to their casters or the people around them. Spring is here, and magic will have its due. And you've got these sweeping moors dotted with sort of far-off settlements, and then the absolutely massive hulking form of the Wyrdwood itself, and we see a figure
emerging from the bushes. Is Happen. Happen, my character, is a human ranger with the Swarm Keeper subclass. So the order that Happen belongs to worships a deity that they call Cadence, who is a luck goddess, and this order rejoices in extremes of luck, both good luck and bad luck, because both are equally pleasing in their view to Cadence.
Love it.
And also, surrounding Happen at odd intervals, you can see about 20 glowing, like, fey sprites. Many, many teeth.
Sounds wholesome.
Yeah, super wholesome.
Disembarking from a longboat, a medium height, humanoid-looking lady, disembark. She's wearing light, rough-spun sort of robes, somewhat cleric-looking robes, I'm gonna say. She appears to be human. If you looked a little closer, you might sense that she is, in fact, an Asana. She has like star-shaped freckles, and if she were to be wearing something sleeveless, you would see that she's got like a smattering of like white feathers across her upper arms and back, sort of like the sort of vestiges of like her celestial like heritage, if you like.
Yes, walking up the road, you see a man. He's called Robin Oatcake. He is sort of normal human size. He has quite unusual hair, like I've got here. It's half blonde, half dark. He's carrying a sort of little traveller's bindle with his lunch in it, and he's sort of just looking around in sort of wonder at the strange sights that he's seeing, such as a large tree, a paved road. Strange things have been happening to Robin. He's been sort of waking up in strange places. There have been unexplained fires, and people have been sort of disappearing around him. It's been a very strange few months. Went to the apothecary, and the apothecary did cast the sickness out into a goat, but due to a series of misunderstandings, the goat ended up moving into Robin's house and sort of taking over the lease instead of Robin.
Stumbling slightly ungracefully out of a traveller's coach, having been on an extremely long and bumpy journey that she is entirely not used to. And she is part human, part elf. But there's something else that is, stands out and isn't usually found on a part human, part elf. And it's a pair of ram's horns that she doesn't look particularly happy about. She's got a purple traveller's cloak that she's constantly trying to kind of pull over the horns and hide.
All of them clearly agitated and almost certainly meaning harm to our final character, who is, well, running, presumably. But apart from that...
At speed. His name is Lug. He is a Firbolg barbarian with the Wild Heart subclass. And so, yeah, he will, for a small fee, guide people through the forest. But unfortunately, at the moment, he's being pursued.
Have taken exception to Lug being A, alive, and B, anywhere near where they live.
When Lug gets close, I want to just try and bundle him into the hedge.
Yeah, he went over the hill, and then I think he went up into the sky.
To have 10 men try and murder you, what terrible luck. Praise Cadence. I want to just be in this aura.
Okay.
Yeah, it's deeply satisfying to happen.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
It's pressed down.
Thanks.
Pressed down into the woods.
Okay.
Into the
With the touching, so much touching.
Lug, I feel, has sort of come out of the frying pan and into just a weird
Something else.
bush. All of you have an additional stat. This stat begins at 1. It is called debt. You may remember me mentioning that magic will have its due. Every time you cast a spell, your debt goes up by 1. At the end of each session, you are going to roll this enormous, imposing, very heavy D100. If you roll equal to or under your number, I'm going to give you an envelope. Inside this envelope is a consequence. Some good, some bad, some mixed. This will then be opened the next time you cast a spell, because magic is unstable.
Can I lean over to Lug and just go, are you the reason that magic has become unstable?
Not that I'm aware of. Also, don't move. You've got a thing on your shoulder.
Oh, it's one of my sprites. I have many more.
Okay.
They might show themselves, they might not.
With the teeth.
Yes.
So many teeth.
So many teeth and large eyes.
Look,
I eye up the 10-armed men and I'm like,
I say.
One of them is just going to crawl onto you. Start just like
Miss,
poking at your ear.
What should we do, miss?
Listen. Look. And listen. Look. Like I said, the origin of furbolgs, I imagine they are escaping at the minute.
Yanked into the bush, apparently.
And are now like, no, I'm going to say nose to nose with Willowfine.
Would you look at that magic? It's everywhere. It's
So unpredictable.
so unpredictable, but clearly present.
He's standing up in the hedge. He'll probably see us now. Mr. Furbolg.
all right,
Do you want to stay in here, or should we?
look over at Happen and just see if he's into the injury thing. I'm like, is it just because of the way he was referring to luck earlier? I'm like, is he into it? Is he into it?
It was an incredibly lucky throw. Praise Cadence. It hurts very badly.
You guys are into some weird stuff. Right, fine.
All right.
So I'm going to hit him with my big hammer.
Sure thing. You need to exit the bush. Just want to make sure you're...
Yeah, we sort of stepped out, didn't we, as we were rolling initially?
Me for yourself.
Oh, I stepped out. We discussed it, agreed we were going to step out, and then I stepped out.
They got hooks.
All right, on 3.
All right, all the good intentions that Willowfine left home with are like dissolving in the face of like violent reality, and she wouldn't normally do this.
Here we go.
She steps forward into the fray.
I hope you know that with that die, all bets are off. Like, if you roll a 1, I will be punishing you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So,
And Happen will be into it.
Happen would
From
like
what-
nothing
yeah.
more. Yeah.
Praise Cadence.
Cadence, look,
Just
Cadence,
making sure we're all on the same page.
Cadence is loving it.
You luck pervert.
And that's our first T-shirt.
Fine. Looses off an arrow, and one of the sprites basically sits on the tip and just steers it into.
You guys brain him.
Yeah, just like whee! You know.
Okay. I already dread to ask, but where does this arrow hit him?
Other eye socket.
Okay, you were right. He's He's now just like he crumples.
Please say he's dead.
And just holding on to like he's not.
Cresta is like, well, they just ignored me, and
So I'll kill them.
yeah.
Robin is going to walk up and try and bonk the guy with the arrows in the eyes on the head, just to knock him out, because he is.
Or just
knock
tap
him
the
out.
arrows in a bit further.
Not to tap the arrows in further, to bonk him on the head so that he goes unconscious.
Like people
Robin,
do-
this is not the time for lunch.
can't quite believe I'm
the
saying this.
damage
Of
on
course
a
I can. What is the damage on a baguette? An improvised weapon, really, isn't
Dale
it?
baguette.
Yeah, 1d4 bludgeoning damage, I think.
Yeah, 1d4 plus. What's your strength modifier?
0.
Oh, great. So 1d4 plus 0.
What if this is the killing blow?
It's a 3.
This man will not recover from these wounds.
Maybe he will.
He will. Now this is going to hurt, and I yank both arrows out
Okay.
while casting Cure Wounds on his eye socket.
Are the eyeballs on the end?
Let's roll for it.
Let's.
Only the dice know.
Okay. +4. It's 24 points of healing damage.
All right.
So I grab the
Points of
bloody
healing damage.
arrows. Yeah. I
Feels
hit
like
That's
it.
how Jane sees the world.
for so much healing damage when I yank these 2 bloody arrows out of his eye sockets.
But he can see again.
And the first thing he sees is me clasping 2 bloody arrows. I'm like, you're welcome. I would get out of here. Go.
He turns and starts running.
What did you do? Why were they chasing you?
Nothing. Literally nothing. I was existing.
They
He's
wanted
just
to kill
very
you.
unlucky.
Yeah, you two know each other. You seem very familiar.
You seem very close.
Yeah.
One of us is very familiar. The other one less familiar.
This is the unluckiest creature I've met on my long travels.
Great.
I believe I am fated to follow you.
Got it. Brilliant.
Yes, I'm hoping to get some answers there.
Are you also hoping to get some appropriate shoes? You should not be dressed such in the wilds.
I will dress how I please. Thank you.
Fair enough.
We should hurry or we'll miss the folk.
You named after Cress.
I am not.
It's nice in a sandwich.
I have heard, yes, but it does
It's a
get
real
stuck
shame
in
to be
the
named
teeth.
after Cress. It's delicious.
Well, I'm
peppery.
not. It's Cressida.
You've never tried cress?
I have. It
I
gets
have
in my
some.
teeth. No, I'm fine. Please keep it away from me.
I love some Cress, actually.
I march in the direction of the folk.
Maybe
Thank
got
you.
Cress in the
We had this wonderful thing at home where we would get pineapple and we'd carve it into like swans. Anything like that?
What's a pineapple?
What's a swan?
You shouldn't carve anything into swans. They are vicious creatures.
With just sort of fairly simple, like disgusting, vile, awful, unthinkable pallets for you to sleep on, with sort of bedding and stuff like that. You know, it is very functional, but these are clean, dry beds for you to sleep in.
Are there any private quarters?
Well, ordinarily, no, but I imagine one of the bunkhouses will be free if that's what you prefer.
I would, thank you. I've been on the road for 2 months and I need my personal space.
No, you're right. We'll fix this. We'll
But it
fix this.
could be bad luck.
Yes, well, sorry, it could be, yes.
Extremely bad luck.
Yes, but we mustn't get our hopes up because we don't know what's going to
I
happen.
moved my pack a few bunks.
That is fair.
How long have you been walking for?
Oh, it's a few weeks.
Can I look at Robin's feet? What are they like?
You pervert.
What are Robin's feet? What are Robin's feet like?
These long, slender toes.
Succulent arches.
You know, like a SpongeBob sudden, like incredibly detailed close-up.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I used to work as a spit turner up at the castle, but they replaced me with a dog. But I don't mind. You should see this dog. The way he turns a spit. Oh, it's masterful.
Madam, you demonstrated incredible healing prowess. Before, might you not try and heal Master Robin?
Do you want me to touch his feet?
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that either.
I just want everyone to touch each other's feet.
You're perfectly healthy, apart from your feet, and I'm not touching them.
Oh, yeah. You can touch my feet if you want. No, okay.
They'll heal on their own.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Yeah.
He will not recover from those wounds.
Near to you on a sort of a hillside, you can see there is this man who looks sort of like rake thin, and he's wearing this suit that seems to be of just like hundreds of different bits of leather patched. He's loving this. He is just laughing his head off, like slapping his knee, just kind of like pointing. He's missing teeth. He's got blackened gums. Robin, make me a perception check.
12.
You can't put your finger on it, but this man is familiar. You have seen this man somewhere before But if all we're doing is just standing here and talking about our grievances, we may as well return to our homes and wait to die.
Oh yeah, the dog would love that.
He's speaking in Weird, which is effectively the equivalent of the common tongue. All of you speak Weird. That's not the first. No, it is the first. It's not going to be the last time we hear that. But he says, look, and there is sort of just one dissenting voice. Here, man, go, nay.
Let that horse in here.
God.
Shoot, get out of it, you.
Robin, you
Die.
no.
Okay, good.
Magic's gone wrong because there are base elements in our society. There are ne'er-do-wells, deviants, people of malfeasance, and all we need to do is we find them, we put them to the sword, we put them to the pyre, and we restore what's good in Hayorth.
I found him right here. It's you and your zealot lot. Why don't you shut up? We'll put in a request for us all to travel together.
And if it's not granted, we could just do it anyway.
I'll like agree, but then I'll also say an aside of like, if there's any other finer.
Do you have anyone richer?
Anyone, who might be able to travel a little bit more.
I'm so glad you asked. Follow me to the other studio, Ellen. Let's go. Okie dokie. Right.
A whole other D&D room. Just waiting.
I put the request in.
Surprise!
And that's how Ellen joined Critical Role. It's very nicely to go to a fancier group.
Matt Mercer has just been texting me like, seriously, you said it would be 10 minutes. If we find out more about what's going on, we can tell who's weak. Like, there's a psst.
I sort of, and then
Evening.
mortified, I sort of.
Yeah?
Ever a practical sort. I've made sure I'm fed, and then I'm going to go and get as much sleep as I can.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Furbog needs a lot of soup.
A lot of soup and a lot of sleep. Yeah.
Aww.
Got to get my beauty soup.
If I don't get 8 hours of beauty soup, I'm worthless.
So many hours of soup. It's fine. Magic. He conjures a flame on his finger.
Whoa.
It's absolutely fine. I could do this all day. You see, just goes like.
Is everyone sort of backing away?
I certainly am.
He goes, and his wrist just snaps back on itself, and he screams. You hear this, Cressida. BT
Take off the
dubs.
cucumbers from my eyes. Please.
Unfortunately for this guy, he is undergoing a dreadful, awful, very snappy, poppy transformation. He sort of screams, and then his screams get sort of lower and more distorted. And he goes like, and his torso just crashes open, and this torrent of flesh. It's like the bits of him inside have been remolded and made to form this enormous, it's like a head, but there's no features, just on sort of, you see bones sticking out and bits of spine. It's just on this neck, and it seems to sort of look around.
The way Lug's rage manifests itself is more pass ag than like ag. So that's what happens when he feels the rage feel, and it's just a sort of. So he's like, would you like to do some more magic? Maybe shall I sit down? Have you got more tricks you'd like to? I'm fine. I mean, I'd love to see it anytime you like. Why don't you do that little finger thing again? And then I'm gonna hit him with the hammer. Yeah.
Amazing, yeah.
So much rolling.
There's a lot of adding and rolling. I don't like the adding and rolling that's going on.
How much HP do you have?
43.
Okay, you take 30 points of bludgeoning damage.
Blast it with a guiding bolt, a bright burst of light in its facial area. Have it. I say.
As a bonus action, I'll throw my soft bread.
At the thing?
At the thing.
Yeah, sure. You shoot Robin in the leg. Yeah, there's a burst of colour and a sort of a sprinkling of just high-pitched laughter as this arrow bends impossibly and lodges itself in the meat of your thigh.
Praise Cadence, Robin. Truly, this is a great day.
Okay, so what happens is the arrow goes through Robin's thigh. He sort of crumples to the ground. But then a strange change comes over his posture, and he sort of just like lurches back up onto his feet. And there's something very different about Robin's bearing now. He's standing a lot straighter backed. He seems to have a lot more purpose behind his eyes, and he's just sort of looking around, like not clear that he knows where he is. Did you do this?
Yes, Robin, I did, yes.
Robin sort of settles into a fighting stance against Hannah.
Okay.
Cressida's
All things are governed
You shut
by...
up.
monster.
You shut up. It's Morven, not Robin.
Everyone's so weird.
Robin's changed.
Cressida, you've walked into the room.
Walk out again.
Your newfound friend seems to be Abe Simpson. There's an enormous towering flesh monster. Okay, you miss with all three.
I'm so mad that I've been woken up from my sleep that I'm just like, I've still got a courgette. I'm missing.
Oh, it's a depth perception issue. Okay. Well, it would be Robin's turn, but what was that name again?
Morven, Hellwain. I look at this hole being blasted in the wall, and then at the creature, and I would like to fling out a hand and use Sorcerer's Burst on the creature.
Okay.
18 points of psychic damage.
Ooh.
Psychic damage? Oh. That's my vulnerability. Would say the beast if it had a mouth.
I held out my hand. I've still got one hand on Happen, and I just sort of went like a purple flamethrower out of just basically deleting part of the side of this creature.
Okay. What Morven starts, others kind of finish off, and so there is this tower of like burning ichor that kind of just like kaiju like just hits the deck of this now quite wrecked dormitory. With a sinking feeling in your stomach, Cressida, you may have to end up sharing.
No, I'm like immediately. No one's
with
coming in
other
with it. I
people
run
tonight.
back out and I try and push the bed against the door again.
Cressida's gone to barricade herself back in to her private residence.
Robin, I must say...
Morven.
I'm not the...
My name is Morven.
Morven, then. I am not the only one blameless in this situation, for you, in a desperate situation, did not disclose that you had such powers.
Well, he doesn't know about it. He's completely oblivious to the whole thing.
He?
Robin.
I look at the big ichor goo.
That village idiot that I'm forced to be carried around in most of the time.
So you're living inside Robin's head.
Well, I mean, that's one way of putting it. I was executed, for want of a better word, and then I happen to find myself in this situation. Whenever he's conscious, he's in charge. If he loses consciousness, that's when I'm in charge, and I'm trying to find out what happened and how I can be in control of this all the time.
Oh, that's very bad luck.
It's enormously bad luck, yes. Why do you look happy about that?
Okay, and you're not going to blast us with sorceress magic, or?
Well, if you shoot me in the leg again, maybe I will.
Well, we'll try not to do that.
I make a face that says, like, I wish I could promise.
I make a face like, maybe I'll blast you with sorceress energy.